Focus, ideate, innovate, enable. Driving engineering innovation. Powered by CNBC-TV18 and L&T Technology Services.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the special telecast of L&T Technology Services and CNBC-TV18 present Driving Engineering Innovation. India has emerged as a prominent hub for digital engineering, solidifying its position in the global engineering and research and development market. It is projected that India's share in this market will experience a compounded annual growth rate of 12 to 13%, reaching an estimated value of about $63 billion by 2025. Now, this growth rate can be attributed to the widespread availability of crucial technologies such as AI, machine learning, cloud technology, blockchain, automation, and Internet of Things. Now, these technologies have not only brought about transformative change in businesses, but have also generated a significant demand for ER&D talent. Today, we shine a spotlight on L&T Technology Services, India's leading companies specializing in pure play digital engineering and R&D services. We are at their Vadodara campus. Let's take a look. Joining me now, CEO and Managing Director of LTTS in this beautiful campus in Vadodara. Thank you so much, Amit, for having us here. Very welcome. Impressive facility. My first question is on the larger canvas of engineering R&D. India has shown some massive and steady growth in the sector. The world canvas is huge. How do you see that evolving? And also, where do you see LTTS leveraging and capitalizing on that canvas?
So if you step back and look at the engineering space, it was at about $1.5 trillion in 2020. Is at about 1.8 now, slated to go up to about $2.7 trillion, right? So there's a huge upswing in terms of engineering, research and development that's happening worldwide. Now, cut across then to India.
Right.
So when we started this business, actually this got founded in 2004, 2005. I joined in 2009 along with the other leadership that came on board at that time. I would go up to clients and they would talk about China, they would talk about the Philippines, they would talk about Eastern Europe, Latin America as outsourcing destinations. But today they all talk about India. And you look at the engineering ER&D coming along, I believe there's a huge upside and the growth curve is just starting up. We started our journey, like I said, 2009. In 2004, the company got founded with the L&T heritage. 2009 is when we came on board and we rebooted. In fact, the chairman got us all together and said, I believe that time for engineering is now. We took 4 different units of L&T. So there was E-engineering, which is right here in Baroda as you see it. There was GES, which was in Chennai, which was all about global engineering around plant engineering.
Right.
There was mechatronics in Mumbai, and there was MSys or E-embedded systems in Mysore. So that's about 1,800 people, 4 different email IDs, right? 4 different units of the company. So we put it all together and we sat down and we said, so what do we want to do as we grow up, right? And engineering was starting up.
Right.
One, what we did was we decided early on we will go after the market in 4 segments. We decided for ourselves that we would be known for engineering and innovation. We were only 70 million, right? So when we would tell people we'll be a, $500 million, etc., nobody would believe us. They'd laugh at us, right? But we persevered, right? And so second was that we'll continue in our own small way to continue to spend time in labs. And then third, we said we'll have a separate sales engine that will be regional and in geo.
Gradually, we are moving from traditional engineering to digital engineering, and the narrative is changing. How quick is this transition, and how are industries able to keep up with it? And what has been their LTTS experience?
So at $1.5 trillion in 2020, digital engineering was only $0.5 trillion. At $1.8 trillion now, $800 billion is digital. It's expected at $2.7 trillion legacy will remain $1 trillion, but digital will be $1.x trillion. So huge upswing, right? The skills required for digital engineering are broadly, embedded electronic skills, VLSI design skills, semcon design skills, and then a lot of data skills and application skills, right? If I look at the workforce coming out or the STEM graduates coming out, I do believe that, and I'll just say this, and very controversial, but I do believe that mechanical engineers make the best software programmers.
Wow.
See, the whole thing about digital, it's not just a program. You have to understand the domain. Right? You have to understand that if you're trying to move two parts, what's it that's moving, right? Let me cut into an example. So I will, you can see right here the EV charging station that we've got. Now, when you're trying to build an EV car, one part of it is, the EV charging. Another part of it is the converter, the hybrid energy controller that goes in, etc. But equally important is thermal management. Digital is cybersecurity. Digital is AI. So starts from machine learning to deep learning to generative AI, right? And then will become embodied AI and then sentinel AI. Now, having said that, I do want to acknowledge, because we've gone through the transformation ourselves, that you've got to be able to have a robust training and coaching program and plan, right? So pre-COVID, we set up something called a Global Engineering Academy. We have tied up with about 16 colleges in India. We've got 4 universities we have tied up with globally, including Coventry University. And we've created these joint programs. And this allows us to be able to continue to reskill people. At $70 million in 2009, 80% of the work that we were doing was mechanical, electrical, or legacy engineering.
Right.
At $1 billion in 2023, we're doing about 70% work in digital. So we've done a transformation ourselves.
A company like yours, which is also investing in retraining the graduates that are coming out, the sourcing and then the training of the talent, how much investment goes into that?
We've actually gone 3x in terms of number of students that come into Tech GM for us. And we basically crowdsource ideas. So we give them a problem statement that comes from our customer. So with our customers and our own selves, we come up with these problem statements. We give these to the colleges. We then run like a 1-year process where they get to work on it. We take these ideas, we run the process, give them awards. So we create a brand for engineering, not just LTTS, for engineering. Before they join, we have a step-in program. They are mandatorily supposed to take a test. If they cross the test with a certain number of percentage marks, is only when they get to come to LTTS. Now, what the Global Engineering Academy has done is we've gone virtual. Now, as we do the training, we realized about 18 months ago, all the training was going only onto people that were not billable and on projects. Largely, we were training people that were waiting for projects.
Okay.
And we realized that the skill level of people in projects needs to be brought up as well. So we're running a program now where everybody needs to go through mandatory 40 hours of training. Go back to March 2020, and now we are doing our BCP calls. And I'm on a call, and I was deputy CEO at that point, named deputy CEO, and my CEO had said, why don't you run this process, because you're going to take over. The good learning, right? So we're on a call, BCP call with our COO, the BCP head, our CFO, who's also running administration. And we say that, so we've got people that have to continue to work. Look at the number of global competency centers being set up in India.
Right.
If you would have talked to me 20 years ago, I would have said they're competition. But today I welcome it because it's an ecosystem play.
Right.
Right? And they are all adding, if I may, to the India story or the co-sourcing story. And I believe that this is here to stay.
We're going to talk about collaborations soon and who are your partners, etc. But where are you taking me right now?
So we are heading up to the digital manufacturing lab.
All right.
So the one thing that I didn't talk about, to be about $1 billion now, about 22,000 odd people. We've recently set up centers globally, right? So we've set up Toronto, we've set up in Peoria. In fact, what you're seeing here, there's an exact replica of this that we have in Peoria in Illinois.
All right.
Then we've set up a center in Munich, one in Toulouse, Poland is growing for us. What you will see is we've got about 100 labs.
Right.
And yesterday I was coached. Don't call it labs. That sounds old gen. Call it studios. So I'll call it studios,
So
right?
are we headed to the studios
Yes,
now?
please. Come.
All right, let's go.
Please come.
So where are we?
We are actually in the digital manufacturing lab. And here you can see equipment here. That's largely, so there are PLCs, there is SCADA, there are HMIs here. We are trying to recreate a factory shop floor.
What are the different portfolios at LTTS?
There are three distinct parts of engineering. There's plant engineering, right? There's traditional engineering and there's digital engineering. So there are three things happening in this lab here. One, it allows us to be able to look at how different PLCs, SCADAs, HMIs work, process equipment works. Second, it allows us to provide training to our engineers. As the cloud is becoming pervasive and a lot of connectivity is moving from on-prem to cloud, right? Various companies and hyperscalers want to test out on the shop floor.
We have learned that there are 6 strategic investment areas for you.
Okay.
Which are those? And also, which is your largest revenue generator?
So we are in 5 verticals. We are in high tech, we are in industrial, we are in a plant, we are in medical, in transportation.
Right.
So we took that, we took the VLSI, the hardware design, software design, digital manufacturing, mechanical, all that experience that we had, and we put it into 6 bets. So the 6 bets are electric autonomous connected vehicles, so EACV. Then there is digital manufacturing, which is what you see here.
Right.
There's digital products and AI. We made a lot of progress in all these 3 in the past 2 years. The other 3 bets that we've got are medical technologies, medtech. The 5th bet that we have got is next-gen comms. And the 6th bet for us is sustainability. Sustainability is not just about reporting metrics and carbon credits. It's actually designing for sustainable enterprise. Look, I'm an engineer. I'm not an MBA, right? So one of the things we do is we do measurement very closely. Happy to share that we've been doing 25 patents for ourselves and filing 25 for our customers every quarter. So we've actually gone 4x. And that is, in my view, a lot to say about democratizing innovation, design, technology across the organization.
Tell us more about how this came about and what are the key sort of areas in this Vadodara campus that we should be highlighting?
Vadodara provides you easy access to talent in this region. It allows us to be able to get people that understand plant engineering, digital manufacturing, transportation, industrial very well. So the purpose of this center is to grow deeper into designing products for off-highway vehicles, also getting into a lot of EV for off-road vehicles. Okay. The second part is digital manufacturing. Okay. So between here and Chennai is all that we do in digital manufacturing happens here. So a lot of global client work going on locally here, design being done, build being done, new innovation coming up on plant technology, all that happens here. So all this adds up, if you ask me, be able to do the investments, this being a location. And third, a marketplace that you can service as well.
Wonderful. We'll explore more, but time now to slip into a very short break. But when we come back, more from the LTTS campus here in Vadodara. Stay tuned.
Driving engineering innovation. Powered by CNBC-TV18 and L&T Technology Services. Driving engineering innovation. Powered by CNBC-TV18 and L&T Technology Services.
Welcome back. You're watching our special presentation, Driving Engineering Innovation, where I'm in conversation with Amit Chadha, CEO and Managing Director of LTTS. How do you keep up with the changing narrative of technology and development and what it entails to keep ahead of the game?
The CTO office takes charge of about 2% of revenues that keep getting spent in different R&D initiatives and projects. So for example, the lab that you see here started off as a proof of concept lab aimed towards semiconductor manufacturers. We then doubled down and focused on machines, improving the throughput. It actually requires us to go back to design, look at seeing is there different chips, different technology available that can be brought to bear to make the machine more precise, go faster, throughput, etc. We recently got an award for our hybrid energy controller, and this was the Graham Bell Aegis Award. And this was won because that particular hybrid energy controller can on its own decide which energy source to use while charging vehicles. We continue to benchmark ourselves.
Right. You know, the world is now structured in a way that industries and companies and organizations cannot really work in silos. So collaborative efforts have to be made, and you're a legacy company which has been doing collaboration since the very beginning. What has your experience been there, and who are your prime collaborators, if you can talk about them?
See, at about $60 million, $70 million, partners did not take us seriously, and we, of course, were going strong. Right about that $500 million mark is where we actually created an alliance organization in the company. The focus of the alliance organization is to reach out and do go-to-market alliances, do technology alliances, go ahead and do collaboration in terms of product development and design, as well as focus on co-innovation. There are cases when the IP will be of the collaborator. There are cases where we jointly own the IP,
right,
and there are cases where we own the IP. So, for example, in Open RAN, we have an alliance with Mavenair, focusing on Open RAN, and that will be leveraged as we continue to get 5G rollout work from various clients globally. Second, we've got an alliance with NVIDIA and Mavenair jointly for a lab they're setting up in Munich for test cases in discrete manufacturing and automotive. We have signed up with Qualcomm, and we are actually right now rolling out a live project with Thales on signaling and comms inside the tunnels of New York. We have recently signed a collaboration with Palo Alto, where we will go to the market together for OT cybersecurity. So we take each bet that we've got. We then decide who's the world-class, best-in-class.
Here we are talking about LTTS, keeping ahead of the game and adapting to the new tech, new developments. But when it comes to clients, the challenges are different completely. How do you actually strategize handling challenges when it comes to clients?
We believe that if we have to go to the next level, we need to be partners, right? And I'm going to coin a word here or a sentence here. It's called customer lifetime value journey. Can I help a client in their journey to their consumers? So customer. Could I help them take a product that's in a particular geography and launch it in a second area? Could I help them take products that are there of their competitors as well and do a tear down and let them know as to what works better so they could actually improve their design? So it's becoming a part of the customer's value chain. I mean, I'm happy to share out of the 1,000+ patents that we have filed, a significant part of those are filed for our clients. They own it. We don't own those patents. They own it. Our engineers are named on them.
What are we seeing next?
We're going to go up to our teardown lab.
Let's go. So now we are in the teardown lab, and so now we're talking about challenges really and the trends that you see, some of the global trends that you see in the industry. And because everything is changing so fast, to keep up with it, what are some of the things that you're doing and futuristically looking?
See, there are three big changes happening in the industry today that are fueling ER&D. The first one is energy transition to EV vehicles, hybrid vehicles.
Right.
There's only a part of it. So energy transition is a big reality. Two, global warming is there. Whether you like it or you don't, no politics on this one, it's there. And therefore, it is creating a big segue into sustainable engineering. The third big trend is compute power and storage is actually becoming much cheaper and faster. Finally, I do believe that we'll actually have to start working hard towards improving diversification, diversity amongst workforce. But I'm happy to share, we used to be at about 12, 14%, 18%. We've gone to about 22%. For us to do that, we'll have to do different things. One is to make sure that the workplace is conducive. What's important is that you're able to train, coach people so they can start appreciating, work happening from different locations. And lastly, we are trying to glorify engineering. I'm an engineer, like I said, right? So engineering the change, right? An engineer at heart. In fact, there's a green wall we've created with engineer at heart. So we motivate people to take pictures, and our tagline is engineering the change.
Take us through the sustainability aspect along with the innovation strategy and what is happening on ground there.
Sure. So one, we've committed that we will be carbon neutral and water neutral by 2030. In fact, we reinforced the pledge last week by signing a letter of understanding to work with Thales towards sustainable travel as well. Sustainability is not just about the pledge, it's also about making changes. So the new building that we've actually set up that is coming up in Bangalore for us, for example, is of course LEED certified, etc. But more than that, we've changed the entire design for it to have more natural light. So the number of lights that you require to goes down. We've actually taken away the false ceiling. We've brought the HVAC ducting, etc. a little closer. And we are contemplating whether we should call that whole building the garage, because it has a garage feel, right?
Yeah.
And not only that, it's then about getting our engineers to think about sustainability and think about, as they design for our clients and as they design for ourselves, what are you doing? Are you reducing compute power? Are you reducing heat? Are you improving energy storage? So various aspects that we look at on a continuous basis, and we continue to educate them.
I just want to wrap up with a question on people.
Sure.
And I remember you talking about how, along with clients, when we were talking about the 6 pillars, people are also at the heart. But having said that, a huge place here, there are so many people working here. What are your people practices that you're really proud of?
So one, it all starts with bringing everybody together. So, we've got these cards that we've created. So this is our vision, engineering a sustainable tomorrow through technology and innovation.
Right.
Our mission is be the engineering partner of choice by enabling innovation with world-class technologies, processes and people, delivering inclusive growth for all stakeholders. And then we've got these values: being purposeful, ethics with integrity, caring, cultural learning, results with accountability. I'm, proud to share that the vision, mission, values was not done by an external agency. So we actually had our employees come together in different forums. We've used an external agency to bring it together. We similarly sat down and we talked about, where do you see this going? Beyond that is then looking at employees and looking at what would you want to do in the future. In fact, one of the things that we continue to tell them is that if there's an idea that you've got, please bring it out and let's put muscle behind it and take it forward. We've actually conducted sessions with say, women and say, what can we do to improve things for you? We are about $1 billion now in size, and we are number 9 globally. Our goal is to get up to being number 3 globally, right? And that means we'll need to get to $2 billion very quickly and start thinking about $3 billion. The opportunity is there. So if I take the bedrock of L&T, take employees, that's diverse. So from a women's standpoint and a race standpoint, take global centers, take clients along with the advisory council that we just constituted and the fact that we work with 57 of top 100 R&D spenders, and put that together along with the technology and the patents that we continue to work on. I do believe that LTTS can become number 3 globally as an engineering company and engineer the change.
Fantastic. And that's a great note to wrap this conversation at. Thank you so much, Amit. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
And I wish LTTS all the very best.
Thank you.
In summary, L&T Technology Services has recognized key areas for strategic investment, which encompass electric, autonomous and connected vehicles, next-gen communications, medical technology, digital manufacturing, AI and ML-powered digital products, and of course, sustainability and people as their priority. Now, these areas have been identified to ensure that the company remains at the forefront of industry developments and trends. Well, that brings us to the end of this special feature. Thank you so much for watching.
Driving Engineering Innovation. Powered by CNBC-TV18 and L&T Technology Services. Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.